Hello, my name is Sarah Zorzinski, and I'm a procrastinator. Now, what's a procrastinator? Procrastinator is somebody who decides to bake something when they have other shit to do. So when I was getting ready to get my laptop and do some work and check some emails, maybe do some laundry, my bananas were like, bitch, you need to turn me into banana bread or else I'm going to commit suicide and then I won't be good for, fuck. And look, you want your bananas to be pretty gross and brown because that means they're going to be extra sweet, and that's what makes the best banana bread. All right, the first thing you're going to want to do is make sure your oven is preheated to 350, and you're also going to want to make sure that you have room temperature butter and room temperature eggs. Now, if you're impatient like me, there's a couple tricks that you can do to make your bread or your butter and eggs come to room temperature. The first hack, or secret, I guess you could call, is you fill a bowl up with water, put it in the microwave for about 5 minutes, dump the water out, put the hot bowl over your stick of butter, and that radiant heat will soften it to room temperature. With your eggs, you can just submerge them in room temp water for 5 to 6 minutes, and that'll help bring your eggs to room temp. You're going to want to sift together your dry ingredients. Now, what I like to do is I like to use one of these fine wire mesh strainers, colanders, whatever you call them, to sift my ingredients. You can also get one of those fancy sifters that I don't have, but maybe one day I'll get one. All right, so what you're going to want to do is take your 1 1/4 cup flour, 1 teaspoon baking powder, half a teaspoon salt, a dash of nutmeg, just like a little bloop, and some cinnamon. I just do it by sight. I don't really have a measurement. Okay, and then you're going to want to sift together your dry ingredients. Now, I can't stress the importance of having very good music while you bake. I prefer Beyonce. I mean, who doesn't prefer Beyonce? So you want to sift together these ingredients. Now, the purpose of sifting together the ingredients is to aerate them and evenly distribute all your dry ingredients. Of course, I fucked up and got dry ingredients in my egg bowl. It's just being true to form. Okay, then you're going to set that off to the side. Next, you want to take your eggs and you want to crack them open. Now, I can't stress the importance of cracking open your eggs on the counter, not the side of the bowl, because side of the bowl, you're more likely to break your egg and get eggshells in your eggs. Now, if you do get eggshells in there, you can just offer a prize to whoever finds it. So, as I said earlier, I'm a procrastinator. I'm sure after this I'll have to tend to that unattended BoJack Horseman episode. Next, you want to get your measuring spoons, and you want to measure out a teaspoon of vanilla. And you want to put the vanilla in with the eggs, and then mix them together with a fork. So, I was wondering, have you ever, after a heavy night of drinking, ever done your scroll of shame through your Amazon confirmation purchase emails? Because, Drunk Sarah has bought me many things. Recently, she bought me a foot massager. Hands down, it's the best purchase she's ever made for me. I can imagine Drunk Sarah now just being like, you don't need no man to rub your feet, buy the massager machine. Stand by it. I use that thing all the fucking time. It's amazing. Because we all know how it is, we all have those amazing, very sweet guys that offer to rub our feet, but then it turns into, they're a Bond villain stroking a cat or something. I want the pressure. So I love my foot massage machine. And like a lot of people in Austin, I have a lot of tattoos. And like people with a lot of tattoos, I have a couple that I'm not very proud of. I would have to say the one that takes the cake is my beautiful tribal tramp stamp that I got at a truck stop outside Columbia, Missouri when I was 19 years old. Now, it's safe to say some things have changed. I am now an assistant principal with a truck stop tramp stamp, so here I am. The next thing you're going to want to do with your egg or your banana bread is you're going to want to take your 1 cup sugar and your room temp butter, and you're going to want to beat them together with a hand mixer, or one of these days, hopefully, I'll have a KitchenAid mixer. But you're going to want to use your hand mixer and beat them until your eggs and sugar are fluffy. And make sure that you crank up your tunes and dance it out while you mix it together. Yeah, the other day I realized I was really out of shape. That day was actually yesterday when I tried to make croissants for the first time. Like the rolling them out each time, I'm sore today. So if you ever feel out of shape, just know that I'm sore from rolling out dough. It's a really shitty feeling to have. So, I've made some lifestyle changes. Like I stopped watching my 600-Pound Life, for example, because that show makes me eat more. Like it's really easy for me to eat another piece of pizza, but I'm like, I can still walk. All right, so your your sugar and butter is going to want to be fluffy, and it's going to want to look like this. All right. The next thing you're going to want to do is take your bananas and peel them into a separate bowl. This could be really gross. Now, the reason you want to use rotten bananas is because they're sweeter, and that's what makes them make such a good banana bread. And then, some other lifestyle changes I've made after I've realized how out of shape I am is, well, I've had 2 incidents where I realized how out of shape. Yesterday, rolling croissant dough, and then a couple weeks ago when I was trying to put the down comforter, or the duvet cover on my down comforter. So, I started pinning some workouts in Pinterest. Like, I'm sure that'll help me out in the long run. I got a bunch of workouts pinned, and so I feel like maybe by osmosis that'll make me get in shape or something. Pinterest is great for that. Like, I have my life together in Pinterest. I've got some amazing meal planning recipes. I got some workouts. It's amazing. So, you're going to want to take the bananas, and you're going to want to mash them with a fork. Now, the thing about the show, My 600-Pound Life, that's amazing and depressing all at the same time, is that these people have a significant other who sponge bathe them on a regular basis. Meanwhile, I can't even get a guy to respond to my Bumble message. So that's how my dating life's going. All right, so once you have your bananas mashed up like this, you're going to want to take your sugar and butter mixture and your eggs and vanilla. And this is where we're going to mix everything all together. So, again, the order of the steps in which you go in are very, very important. So my theory as to why I'm single is because I never forwarded that MySpace chainmail back in 2003, but I'm cool with it. Not really a big fan of dating anyway. I can tell you right now that I'm not a fan at all of online dating because guys are ridiculous. So you're gonna want to take your eggs, mashed up bananas, butter and sugar mixture, and mix them together just so they're incorporated. It's really important that you don't overmix. Like, I just don't get why in these guys' profiles where they have things like every picture is a Where's Waldo. We have to figure out who the fucking guy is. What is up with that? I'm a huge fan of when they all have like full helmets that cover their entire face with GoPro cameras because they're snowboarders. Like, we can't see your fucking face. It's a dating app. What the fuck is up with that? It annoys the shit out of me. Anyway, so you're going to want to take your flour mixture and you're going to want to slowly pour it into your bowl while the mixer's going to slowly incorporate it. Again, you don't want to overmix because this can make your bread suck. Okay? So you're going to want to slowly pour in the flour mixture until it's slowly incorporated. Now, if you want, you can add walnuts to this recipe. I usually add half a cup of toasted walnuts, but I didn't have walnuts, and I fucking hate the grocery store, and I wasn't about to go to the grocery store on a Sunday afternoon because I don't want to go to jail later, because I don't know what it is about a grocery store. When people walk in there, they just lose, like, all concept of self-awareness. Like, All grocery shopping is standing and waiting for other people to move so you can get the actual groceries that you need. And it's just people walk around, you get aggressive moms with strollers, like it's just not something that I like to do. It drives me crazy. Okay, so the next thing, now that you have your batter, and now again, you don't want to overmix because it can make your bread suck when you get it out of the oven. So you want to use a silicone spatula, one of these things, one of the scraper things, and you're going to want to scrape the edges, make sure that you see no more flour, but again, you don't want to overmix it. And then you're going to want to pour it into your buttered pan. Stop the track, let me speak. Beyonce is amazing. Alright. Now, the last thing you want to do before you put your bread in the oven is you want to do this, because it gets rid of those big air bubbles. Okay, then you're going to want to put it in a preheated oven at 350 degrees for 1 hour. And then when you take it out of the oven, it's going to want to be a beautiful golden brown, like so. And it's going to be really, really fucking delicious when it cools off. Now, you need to make sure that when you take your bread out, you leave it in the pan to cool off for at least 30 minutes. Baking is a real test of patience. And every time I've ruined something, it's because I'm impatient and I try to take it out of the pan and it just destroys it. It gives me an excuse to eat it and not take it to work, but this banana bread is going to make everybody like you, and when you're a huge bitch to them, they'll be like, but have you had her banana bread? Like, it'll make everybody love you. It's that delicious. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy your banana bread.